Har Har Mahadev. In today's episode, we are continuing with the Vidyeshwar Samhita. Chapter 5. The Greatness of Shivalingam. Upon request of the sages, Suta said, to cross over the ocean, that is samsara, a person who is incapable of following the three means of Shravana, Kirtana and Manana should establish Shankara's sign of Shivalingam and worship it every day. According to his capacity, he must offer objects to it, but without deceiving others. He must offer many kinds of food as Naivedya and dishes with umbrellas, standards, whisks, chamaras and other accompaniments. All this royal worship must be offered to the sign of Lingam. According to the capacity, one must prostrate oneself and perform pradakshina and japa. Even if one gives up Shravana, Manana and Kirtana, one must thus please Shiva and obtain success. Earlier, great people have been emancipated only through worshipping of the signs of the Lingam. The sages asked, all the large number of devatas are worshipped everywhere only in the form of their images. How is that Shiva is worshipped everywhere both in his image and as Lingam? Suta replied, I have heard this account from the mouth of my Guru. Shiva alone is described as Nishkala, that is without form. He is the form of the Brahman. Since he also has a Sakala form, he is both Sakala and Nishkala. As Nishkala without form, he can be approached as Lingam. When he is Sakala with form, he can be approached in the form of his image. That is the reason people always worship him in his sign of the Lingam. The others are not the form of the Brahman and are never Nishkala. This is because they possess Jivatmas. Therefore, they are silently worshipped only in the Sakala forms through their images. Earlier, on the slopes of Mount Mandara, Nandikeshwara was asked this by the intelligent sage Sanat Kumara, Brahma's son. Sanat Kumara said, other than Shiva, all the other devas are seen to be severally worshipped everywhere in the forms of their images. Please tell me the virtuous truth about this and awaken my understanding. Nandikeshwara replied, I will tell you what Shiva himself said. Since Shiva's form is that of the Brahman, he is Nishkala. Therefore, he is always worshipped in Nishkala Lingam. And this is in conformity with the Vedas. Since he possesses both Nishkala and Sakala forms, he is also worshipped as Sakala. Other than Shiva, all others possess Jivatmas. Therefore, they are only worshipped in Sakala forms or images. This is in conformity with the Vedas. Sanat Kumara said, O Indra among yogis, I wish to hear about the manifestation of the Lingam. Nandikeshwara replied, in an earlier kalpa, it was heard that the worlds were distressed because of the advent of Mahakala, that is the great destroyer, time. The great-souled Brahma and Vishnu fought with each other. To destroy their arrogance, Parameshwara displayed himself between them in the form of a Nishkala column. He showed them his own Lingam as a sign with Nishkala Shiva in that column. Since then, Ishvara's form as Nishkala Lingam and Shiva's Sakala image became accepted in the worlds. Shiva's lingam and image bestow auspicious objects of pleasure, and emancipation. Chapter 6. Rivalry between Brahma and Vishnu. Nandikeshwara said to Sanat Kumara, on one occasion in ancient times, Vishnu was lying down asleep with a serpent as a couch. At that time, Brahma arrived there. Brahma had grown an ego for being the creator of the universe. He considered himself to be the Holy Father of all. As Vishnu did not rise up to receive him, he took it as an affront to him. Brahma called out to him to wake up to show due honor to the Father of the creation, so much so that Brahma addressed Vishnu as his son. On hearing these words, Vishnu was angry. However, he assumed a calm exterior and said, "Oh dear, welcome, please be seated. Why do you look agitated?" Brahma said, "Dear Vishnu, I have come with the speed of light. I am to be honored greatly. O Great One, I am the protector of the world, the grandfather, and your protector as well." Vishnu replied, "O dear one, the whole universe is situated within me, and your way of thinking is like that of a thief. You are born from the lotus that sprung from my navel region. You are my son. Your words are futile, therefore." Arguing with each other like this, saying that each is better than the other, and claiming to be the Lord, they got ready to fight, desirous of killing each other. The two heroic deities, seated on their respective vehicles, the swan and the Garuda, fought against each other. The attendants of Brahma and Vishnu also clashed. In the meantime, the different group of devas, moving about in the aerial chariots, came there to witness the great fight. Witnessing from heaven, they scattered flowers everywhere. Vishnu became infuriated and discharged numerous arrows and other weapons at Brahma's chest. The infuriated Brahma also hurled many arrows of fury and all sorts of weapons at Vishnu. Soon the devas became agitated and started commenting on the hellish fight. Vishnu, in his great fury, discharged Maheshwara weapon at Brahma. Annoyed by this, Brahma aimed the terrible Pashupata Astra at Vishnu's chest. The weapons rose high in the sky, blazing like 10,000 suns, with thousands of pointed spikes, and rolled powerfully like a gust of wind. These two weapons of Brahma and Vishnu thus faced each other in a terrible clash. The devas got frightened, seeing the war between Brahma and Vishnu, and they desired to go to Shiva's abode, and accordingly came to the summit of Kailasa, where the moon-crested god resided. On seeing that region of Parameshwara in the shape of Omkara, they bent their heads down in reverence and entered the palace. There they saw the supreme leader of the Devas seated on a gem-set seat in the company of Uma on an altar in the middle of the council chamber. His right leg was situated over the knee of the left. His lotus-like hands were placed over his legs. His attendants were all around him. He had all the good characteristic features. The Lord was blessing everyone. On seeing the Lord thus, the Devas shed tears of joy. The hosts of Devas knelt down even from a great distance. The Lord, on seeing the Devas, asked his attendants to bring them closer. The Devas were delighted to be called by the crest jewel of Devas. He addressed them with sweet, auspicious words. We will continue with the next chapter in the next episode. Thank you.